Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with another episode with Dina Marais. Dina Marais is a true magician. She's a magician of the business world. That's what I feel. This is what I think. She's a business and mindset transformation coach, and that word alone, transformation, is going to give you a hint. And she's also a mentor for coaches and other experts, creating online courses or programs. There are a number of programs that she has created. One of them is a 12-month create a high-ticket coaching business program. An all-in-one, no-hassle, best practices, step-by-step system and program to create a high-ticket, 6 figures coaching business. Now that's a lot of adjectives, and so I will lead. We're going to start with that, and then she's also, and something else caught my eye. She's also a certified quantum leap transformation. There's that word again, transformation coach, and her expertise is in NLP, Neuro-Linguistics Programming. That's another thing we have in common. And Neuro-Semantics, PNI, Psycho-Neuroimmunology, and quantum physics. She's been coaching since 2002. She used to work in IT, and that's why she seems to have an affinity for tech and designing programs. And plus this mindset, this transformation, it's like alchemy, this transformational power. She helps people manifest what they want. And this is why I'm talking about her as if she were a magician, a magic manifester in the business world. She's also a best-selling author of the book Love Unboxed by Placida Ashero, where she was a co-author with 20 amazing women sharing her traumas and triumphs of love. So that's a little secret we'll get to probably sooner or later. So come on in, Dina. Welcome to Multiple Voices.
Thank you so much, Claudia. It's such an honor to be here with you.
Yeah. Well, there are a number of topics that I know you've mentioned to me, but what I really would like to start out with is this idea of manifesting first, since we're leading with magic here. And of course, there are things that, let's say, but are out and out defined spiritually, like aligning your mindset for success. And you talk about monetizing your skills, which is so important for people starting out. So I would like if you could talk to us about manifestation, and imagine you're talking to young women who are not really just starting out, but they may be. We're talking to millennials, 25, 35, who have got their feet wet in the working world, and they may be fed up. And they may be dreaming really, about where do I go from here? What do I want to do? You have the floor, Dina.
Thank you. Well, it's never too late or too early to really manifest your dream life.
Yes.
And the thing that's important to realize is that we manifest anyway.
Yes.
It's not something foreign. We do that. If you look at your life as it is at the moment, you've manifested that. You have created that. The thing that we don't realize is that what we think and what we feel, we interact, that's our energy field, and we interact with the law of attraction, the law of vibration, to bring us experiences
now, wait, just
that
a moment.
Match our vibration.
I'm going to stop you just a moment, because many people have heard the law of attraction. Not very many people are versed on the law of attraction. What does it mean, really?
Okay, so if I take a step back from that, the universe, if you look at nature, it has order. Mm-hmm. And everything works according to nature. And we are energy. We have a body that is sort of, it looks like we are solid, but in actual fact, we are vibrating. And everything vibrates, everything, even the mug, the table, everything, it just vibrates at a certain frequency. So the whole universe and nature is about frequencies.
Yes.
And so every time we think, our brain is actually a broadcasting station. And it switches between our energy, and because every thought has a related feeling, has a related emotion, and it's at a certain energy level, a vibration. Now, we get low energy vibrations, frequencies, and those are the moods of anger, fear, guilt, shame. Those are low. Feeling unsafe, feeling threatened, feeling afraid, that's all depression. It's all low vibrations.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot create something new, something different when you are in that vibration, when you are living in that place. So what we want, I always showed with my hands, because say you are vibrating at this level, at this frequency, what you want is at this frequency.
So for those who aren't not watching, she has one hand at the level of her chin and one hand at the level of the top of her head.
Those are two different places, total different places of you, how you are,
Yes.
how you are thinking, feeling, and acting.
Yes.
And at the higher level, how are you being there, and what are you creating at that level? So you have to be able to manifest what you want, you first have to become that.
Mm-hmm.
That is the trick that the universe is playing on us.
Yeah.
Is that we first have to become what we want. You first have to be there, act as if. You first have to think, feel, and act in the way of what you want before you will attract that to you.
I see.
Now, the thing that's very difficult, it sounds easy enough, because how we think and how we feel and how we act has a consequence or a result, and that is how we create our lives and our businesses.
Uh-huh.
And if we want to change that, if we want to change the way that we think and feel and acting, it means that we are going to step out of our comfort zone. And
Yes.
when we do that, suddenly we feel fearful, because it's stepping into the unknown. We don't know what's there. And so we pull back. And of course, our conditioned self, how most people grow up, is to believe that they are not good enough, that they are not worthy. They fear rejection. We all do. It's not new. It's like the human condition. We fear rejection. We fear not belonging and abandonment. And then, of course, most of all, we fear losing control.
So if I understand you correctly, you're saying that the low vibrational states will only attract low vibrational states.
And experiences, yes.
Okay. And all of our thoughts and actions are energy, and they create our future.
Yes.
So how can we change that?
Well, it's actually simple.
Oh.
You have to, first of all, decide what you want.
Yeah.
You have to be clear. Because if you're not clear, then your mind is chaotic. Because your brain, we are wired in that way. We are designed in that way as creators.
Yes.
We are creating things. That's what we are. We are wonderfully spiritual beings that are creators of this world. And so if you want to create something different, the first thing that you have to do is to decide what it is that you want. What would that look like? How would you feel when you have that? And you have to really form that visual in your mind and feel it as if it's happening now, because that is the wonder of our imagination. It is, as Napoleon Hill says, it's the miraculous, amazing force of the universe is your imagination. Because with that, you can create anything. You
Just go
can really
back.
become anything
Yeah,
that you want.
I agree. And I've had that experience so many times. And just to step back one moment, and when you were talking about you have to be very clear with what you want. Now, this is a
Yes.
fascinating notion because with the current state of events in the world, we're so divided. Our attention is so divided. The media divides us even more, and our insistence on media will divide us. Um, Can you give me an example of either a client that you have worked with or yourself where you wanted something and the lack of clarity didn't allow you to manifest it? Or, on the other hand, a very precise clarity allowed you to manifest something? Do you see what I
Well,
mean? Mm-hmm.
yes, sure. So, just to sort of give context to this,
Mm-hmm.
our brains we are designed that our subconscious mind goes for things
Yes,
to
yes,
create.
yes,
Okay, we are really designed that way. And if you don't feed your mind with what it is that you want to create,
yes.
it just uses what you are doing. So it's chaos. It
Oh,
creates
good.
chaos.
All right, now it's clearer. Mm-hmm.
Okay, it
Yeah.
creates chaos. The moment you have a specific idea, and you can start playing with small things. Once
For
you have a
example, give us an
specific
example.
you want to manifest a holiday. You want to manifest a bunch of flowers. If you hold that picture of the flowers that you want in your mind and you feel the absolute elation of somebody giving you, of you receiving a bunch of flowers, and you hold that and you hold that,
Yes.
then I promise you it will not be long before, out of the blue,
Yes.
someone gives you a bunch of flowers.
Yeah.
That's how we create. But what we then do is, especially for bigger things, is that we don't give it enough time.
Yes.
So it's like, it's like in nature, you put a seed in the ground, and the moment that seed is in the ground, it has like a coded pattern, and
Right.
the forces of nature comes and blah blah blah, the little sprig comes out, and whatever it manifests into what it was meant to. In the same way, our mind is seeds, and the things that we want to create are seeds.
Mm-hmm.
That's our pattern. We create that, and when we put that in the ground, it's to water it and to nurture it by holding the image of what we want and
Yeah.
feeding it the emotion. Because if we don't do that, and that's what we normally do, is we start doubting, and so we
Mm-hmm.
pull up those seeds before it's there and say, where is it? Where is it?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Now, I wanted to link these concepts to something I mentioned when I introduced you. This 12-month create a high ticket coaching program, business program, the all in one, no hassle, best practice, step by step. Is the concept of a universal law of attraction at the basis of that as well?
Absolutely. The law of attraction, all the universal laws, and there are a number of them, but the most important ones we work with is, of course, the law of vibration, because everything vibrates. Your vision is at a vibration, and attraction, because for me, to create something so sacred, it's a sacred thing to create a business that serves
Yes.
people,
Yes.
and it's definitely very spiritual, and to align your mind accordingly is absolutely critical, because we work with people's lives, and for us to create that in alignment with spirit, is we have to prepare ourselves spiritually and mentally and emotionally to be able to hold that energy, not just for the business but for the people that we are working with.
Yeah. Let's uh, talk just a moment. A fictional character, a woman, who comes to you and she's doing your program, but she has outside stimuli in the form of offspring, children, or a husband, or a sister, or an elderly mother who have created a situation whereby her time is divided. And she so much needs to count on the manifestation of her business project that because it will change everything else in her life. How much do outside people influence the clients that you have? For
A lot.
example, the husband, this woman's husband, cannot imagine. He does not espouse the idea of a positive mindset, doesn't espouse the idea of universal law of attraction. And how much does that influence the person?
A lot, until it's that external sense of authority that we have, that we are allow and we give our power away of other people to decide for us.
Yes.
To have that control over how we feel. The external influences that influences us, that we allow. Fortunately, we can totally overcome that.
Yeah.
I have what I use a neurological process where we first take ownership of our own vibration, of what we think and feel and act and do, so that there's no blaming, there's no victim. The thoughts that we have are ours, and the emotions and the words and the actions. And then it's to claim our divine inner authority.
Tell us about that.
It's a most magical process where
I told you, ladies and gentlemen, she is a magician of business. Go on.
Where my clients then, it's a meditation kind of process where I ask them to think of situations where they give their power away, where other people take authority over them and make decisions on behalf of them and talk over them, and etc., etc. There are so many ways that we give our power away. And then it's to think of those situations and just go inside and see, where do you place that in the space around you? Because we do have a spatial energy around us. And if that is right in front of you or to the side of you, sometimes to the back of you, sometimes inside you, to bring it then out. And what does that look like? Is it somebody towering over you that you feel small and angry? It can be a combination. Is it a picture or just a sound? It can be a parent, a teacher, a partner, or maybe a combination of that. And then to reach out with your hand and actually grab the authority from that figure and bring it inside you.
So a visualization process.
It's a visualization process, yes. And to place it where you want it to be, in your heart or your chest or where you want it to be, and then to define it the way that you want it to be.
I find that all my life I work with visualization. I find that not everyone is able to do that. They're not able, it's a skill and they can learn, but they're not able to imagine something that is not there. And I find this as being an impediment. It is a barrier for the development of what they're trying to achieve. Have you found this in your practice?
Not really. Here and there. So it's not that it's not there. And then I just ask people to imagine a ball in your hand.
Yeah.
Just imagine you're holding a ball.
A
tennis ball or a cricket ball. And just imagine feel the seam in your mind.
Yeah.
And now change it to a tennis ball. Feel the texture. A golf ball, how does it change now?
Yeah.
So we all have the inherent, we're born with it. It's our gift, that we have the gift of imagination. And some people have not exercised it at all.
Right.
They have learned that they are not allowed to ask for things, to choose,
right,
to create. They have been sort of minimized into somebody that is not them, really, because we are all more than what we think we are. So basically the message is that no matter where you are in your life, really, and I mean this from my heart, no matter where you are in your life, you can create a total different reality.
Yeah.
The process is a simple 5-step process that I teach my clients.
You're in alignment with me, because I was just going to say, let's talk about those 5 steps of creating an online business that you love.
Yes. So I create systems because I come from that world. So I have the 5-step manifesting system, and I've got the 5-step business system. But just because we were busy with the manifesting, there are just 5 steps to create a new reality. And number 1 is become clear. Really go and sit.
Yes.
You know, if you haven't seen anything that you want, go on Pinterest. Go and look at what you like.
Yeah.
Create a vision board. Don't think realism. Think about what you would want. Okay? Then the next step is who are you? Who will you be when you have all that? How will you feel? What will you think? What will you believe about yourself? What do you believe about others, about life? And now that is the second step. The third step is to the things that trigger you into losing that beautiful feeling. You've got to identify them. Whether it's the voice of your partner or your mother or somebody that talks you down, those triggers, you have to open them up, look at them, and release them so that they lose their power. And then it's to practice the faith, to practice being there already as if you are there with gratitude, and take that inspired action to move yourself forward. And that is the system. And it goes round and round and round and round. And we become what we think about and what we feel. Now, with a business, mindset is step 0.
Yes. Yeah.
It goes through everything. And this is exactly what I teach my clients. We identify the patterns that hold them back, the thinking patterns, and we coach them out of those triggers. And I've got all the processes there for them as well. And then the first step always is in defining your niche.
Yeah.
Who is it that you want to work with? What is the problem that you love to solve? And who do you want to solve it for? And how do you do that? And what is your overall offer?
Yeah. There's I just wanted to interrupt you because you also talk about monetizing your skills and expertise. And, being a professor in my very early years, I always found it so difficult to give grades, a numeric value to something. And it's similar to putting a price tag on a service or a flower, because you have to give it value. And that's very hard to do in the beginning. And why I'm saying this is because money is a taboo to talk about often, like sex and religion at times. But money is also a language of love. So what do you do?
It's a sacred energy.
Yeah. How do you suggest monetizing your skills?
Okay, so monetizing, every one of us have skills that other people can learn.
Yes.
Things that we find easy, other people find difficult.
Right.
Now, there are different levels of skills. If you are a coach, then that is a specific skill. And then you also have your niche in exactly the problem that you would like to solve for people. If you are an expert in something else, whether you are an author of something or a consultant, it's the same thing, that you can monetize that. In other words, you can create an online course for that, and then decide on the audience of who this is for, market it and fill it, and then people pay to actually learn from you.
Mm-hmm.
That is the short version. That's the monetizing. That is what it means. So you can leverage your skills, whatever they are. And of course, when I work with my clients, they have to do market research as well to see that it's a viable niche before they start spending a lot of time on there and create it. And then there are different guidelines, if I can put it that way, that determine the price that you charge. But mostly, you have to energetically feel good about the price that you charge.
Yeah. One last thing I would like to talk about with you is discovering your soul's purpose and ignite the entrepreneur in you, because by far, and I'll just give you a suggestion and frame it, because in my work with clients and people who come to me for either coaching or for any kind of consultancy, have almost 90% perhaps until 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but I'm not sure if it's linked to the COVID situation. Let's say 5 years. No, it is very recent, very recent, not more than 2 years. Up until that time, people almost exclusively came to me for matters of the heart or matters of money. Today, I have to say that 90% is now talking about what is my soul's purpose. So, help us.
Okay. So, the way I see it is, if I first define what is life purpose. Now, for that, I like Deepak Chopra's definition that says, your life purpose is any intersection between your skills, your passions, and in service of others. Okay? Now, we have many passions, we have many skills, we have many talents, so of course there are many intersections.
Yes.
Soul purpose. So your life purpose is actually a broader kind of umbrella.
Right.
For me, soul purpose is it becomes personal.
In what way do you mean personal?
In what way is that we overcome something, we go through something that really speaks to our soul. We have learned a skill that makes us come alive. That for me is soul purpose. And it's the combination or the culmination of not just one thing, but different skills that we start to bring in, because in our life's journey, we encounter nothing by chance. Everything is designed perfectly for us. And all of those things that we learn, we can use to actually empower others. I call that your secret sauce.
Yeah.
So even though then, you have a relationship coach, for example, to the doing, or any kind of coaches or any niche that exists, it's the same. Mm-hmm. But it's actually different because of your secret sauce, of your knowledge, of your experience that you bring in. So soul purpose is really that thing for you that you can do every day of your life.
Yes.
That you get so much meaning and dopamine and reward, and it connects you to your soul.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes you feel come alive. That is, so it's and money is an effect of that. It's not something that you chase. It comes naturally.
Yeah. Yeah.
As an effect, because the cause behind, there's always a cause behind lots of money or lack of money. And that cause is how you are.
Right. The mental
your
state,
way that you
thoughts.
think, and your relationship with yourself and with money.
Ladies and gentlemen, the magician of business, and she does create magic in her work. Thank you so much, Dina, for coming to talk to us today. And just to give my listeners where to find you, where can they find you?
The best is my website, dinamarais.com.
Okay, I'll be writing that underneath the episode description. Thank you again, and I hope to talk to you again soon, Dina.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure. Thank you, Claudia.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.